Super Dave here with another Super Dave review. This is a Super Dave special review. Super Dave here, and welcome to another Super Dave special review. We're going to be taking a look at a Marvel Comics special retro card character. That's right, we're looking at She-Hulk, and she has that Iron Man packaging because in the comics this is the way she appeared in the Iron Man series along with the gang in the 90s, and we can see this retro card in all of its glory. All that, you know, just nostalgia coming back to us of what it would look like when we would get a figure not near as nice as these with articulation and everything. There's a bio. If you'd like to pause and read that now, you can. But let's go ahead and break open this She-Hulk. We'll be doing some comparisons as well, but let's do a quick review of her. I wanted to see how she paired up with my Masters of the Universe characters. That's right, to kind of see if, you know, She-Hulk paired up with He-Man and She-Ra and Teela and the gang. And let's just see how she looks. We have Clamp Champ, Cringer, Prince Adam, She-Ra, Orko. We have Queen Marlena as well as King Randor. I'm using my King Conan as King Randor, as you can tell there. There's some guardsmen back there of the palace, and there's Man-at-Arms. There's Teela and Aldria, and they're all here to take a look at She-Hulk. And let's first take a look at her accessories. She-Hulk comes with just 2 sets of hands, all horizontally hinged. She first has these balled up fisted hands, tightly fisted hands, and she has these grippy hands equipped. She has only one head sculpt, and then she comes with a machine gun that she has broken in half. She has bent this thing in half and torn it up so it can't be used. She's not a fan of guns. She doesn't want people to get shot and hurt. And she looks beautiful. She is built, she is stacked, she is muscular. I do think the thighs look a little small for what She-Hulk should look like, but that tends to be a Hasbro thing. I love the abs, the arms look nice and muscular. There's a lot of detail. You can't really tell it that well. See if I can dim it just slightly here. You can see it now, the detail in the collarbone and in the neck, just the muscularity in the shoulders. They really did a good job bringing out some of this muscularity and the shading here, and looks good. It's such a bright green in this lighting that it's easy to kind of lose some of that detail. She's got a wash in that hair that just makes it pop. Just a full head of hair, as you can see, all the way down her back, looking amazing. She's got some pretty tight cakes back there going on, but she is looking awesome with this like singlet bikini almost with boots. But let's go ahead now and look at her articulation. All right, moving our She-Hulk in a little closer, you can see how she has bent that machine gun in half there and broke it so it can't hurt anybody else. She's just taking care of her light work. See those triceps, and again the brightness of that green and the lighting washes it out a little bit, but there you go. You can see the muscularity and the shading even in her bosom area, at the top of her chest, in her arms, in her legs. Like I said, the legs I do think look a little bit thin, especially in the thigh area. They should be a little thicker, but she's looking good. She's looking good, and she has definitely got the muscles, and she's bent this machine gun, and that looks cool. Neat little trick that they packed in with her that just makes it fun. So that is definitely neat. All right, let's go ahead and move her on in here. Because of all that hair, as you might suspect, she's not going to be able to look up. I mean, this is a thick bunch of plastic right here. That is a mound of plastic, and you're not going to be able to look up. You might could bend that diaphragm to get a upward gaze, as you can see there. She's going to be able to look down, though, just about all the way. So that looks good. She can look down. That is nice. She's going to not really get any pivot. She's going to be able to look to the left and right, but it's going to make her head look downward because this hair is going to have to climb over the shoulders to get that accomplished. But very beautiful face sculpt. Just take a look at how pretty that face sculpt is, and the eyes and the detail just looks really nice. Very pretty. I like the lips and the teeth. The eyes are just really well done. Here recently, Hasbro's really seem to have done a good job with their face sculpts, I think. Her arms are going to be able to get 360. She's going to be able to get T-pose and beyond. She has bicep swivel, and just take a look at those biceps, looking good in the neighborhood. Everything's very soft and kind of gummy on this character, so I'm not sure exactly why that is, but it's very pliable. But she has double jointed elbows that will get her all the way to her hair there, as you can see, and she has swivel and horizontal hinged hands for both sets, as we mentioned. Her diaphragm, she's going to be able to crunch forward about that much. She's going to be able to bend back slightly as well, which again will get that upward gaze. She's going to be able to go side to side, so she gets a hula hoop motion that's very good, and she has those awesome abs pushing through her clothing to look at the detail coming out there. We don't get any swivel at the waist, but you can swivel at the diaphragm. You're going to be able to get full splits with She-Hulk. She does not have the drop down method. She does kick up about that high. She's not going to kick back very much. She does have thigh rotation, which breaks up the musculature there quite a bit, makes it very obvious. She gets double jointed knees, and the knee joint here is a different color green than the rest of the body, so that's unfortunate. You can kind of see it there. It's lighter color. This is a darker bright green, and this is a lighter bright green. So I don't know why they couldn't match the plastic up there. She does have a boot cut. She's going to have full tiptoes, go up all the way, excellent rockers with a peg hole in the bottom. So that is her articulation, and she's looking really cool. So let's go ahead and do some She-Hulk comparisons. Alright, let's compare some She-Hulks to She-Hulks. There is our first Marvel Legends She-Hulk since I've been collecting. There's some that have ranged back further back than this, but since I've been collecting, this was the first one that I got. And then I painted this one, custom painted. This is the same figure, but I custom painted her and used some putty to give her a better bicep peak. As you can see, that's the way it came. And then there's the peak that I formed there. Looking awesome, I think. I like this color better too than the gray personally. And so just a custom painted She-Hulk. Gave her dark hair as well, instead of having the bleed through hair. And then here is our comic version She-Hulk. And I believe she has more muscularity with that double jointed elbow in the bicep. But you know, the bicep peak is still not quite up to par there for a full flex, but it's definitely looks good in a relaxed form. But you can see she's posing there. I think the abs, you can see more of a definition. Of course, they're bare here and they're under clothing here, but they're still popping. And then here was the second version of the She-Hulk that we got, and she came with both this head and that head with I would say a more corrected green. Still brighter than the one I painted. I still like mine better as far as the shade, but this is definitely more in line with what we think of She-Hulk, the green, and I like the calm, pretty face. And then we had the She-Hulk based on the television show on Disney Channel, Disney Plus, and really cool comedy, sitcom style She-Hulk episodes. and she's looking cool, even though her muscularity is lacking, I think. I mean, it's there, but and the shading on the skin is way off. But wasn't really pleased with the way she came out as far as some of the shading. The legs look good in the shoes, and even the muscularity of the legs here. And these thighs are thicker, I think, than what we've been getting. I just think they should have been a little thicker for her. But anyway, looking good. I want to go ahead and measure her right quick, and so we'll clear it out, and then we'll take a look at her next to some other Marvel Legend girls and then some Masterverse. Alright, here is She-Hulk next to some normal size Marvel Legend girls. As you can see, even one more muscular than this one, but still much shorter than our She-Hulk. Even one of the movie style figures that's muscular that you can see. Now, the Power Princess over here is more muscular, and I added some peak to her bicep as well over here, but she's taller. She's taller than these others. But let's go ahead and see where she measures in. She comes in right at 7 inches and a quarter, exactly at the top of her head. And this She-Hulk comes in at 7 inches. So she's about a 1/4 inch taller than this She-Hulk. So she's definitely the tallest She-Hulk that I've gotten so far. And it's because of this thick hair that comes up high. Maybe basically at the forehead, they're the same height right here. But at the top of the hair, it comes up 7 inches and a quarter. And you can see, just how that compares, because most of our Marvel Legend girls are right at the 6 inch mark exactly. And this one down here is right at 6.5 inches. But you can see there how they measure up. All right, let's take a look at her besides some Masterverse figures. Prince Adam and Cringer are definitely impressed. But I would dare say that this She-Ra goes great with the Masterverse figure. She's even a little taller than She-Ra here, and Teela over here. And Teela is not a scrawny chick as far as the Revelation Teela. They gave her some muscularity as well. And Orko's like,
wow, I couldn't even whip up that kind of muscularity with my magic.
And yeah. They are looking awesome here. She can strike some cool poses and has a nice friendly smile. And I think she'd fit in great with She-Ra's group. Might could add some clothing or something to her to just whip up I don't know, something more Princess of Power-ish. But she's cool. She definitely fits in the color scheme. Eternia had a lot of bright colors. Let's look at her alongside of He-Man. He-Man is definitely impressed and is liking our She-Hulk, but Femere, the Amazon warrior, says she's got nothing on her. She said, I could take her any day of the week. She says, I'm confident I could take her. But anyway, this is looking cool, and She-Hulk is definitely flexing her stuff, and He-Man's impressed, and so is She-Ra. And they're like, well, can we call on you for some help once in a while if we ever need you in a pinch to ward off some of the evil in the land? And She-Hulk says, of course, y'all can call me anytime you want to. So, okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us for this Super Dave special review. Come back and see us again. Hope you will be blessed this remainder of the week, and we'll talk with you soon.